Hello, and welcome. Let's talk about chakras. Before we begin, please know that while great efforts have been made to present this information in an accurate and respectful manner, be advised that this is only an introduction to a very esoteric and far more expansive topic than can be covered in one short video. Think of this information as a snowflake upon a tip of an iceberg when it comes to the chakras, and note that most of the information popularly circulated on the chakras that is available in English presents just one possible model of many. There are various other models of what could be seen as chakra systems, or similar to, in other traditions such as in Chinese medicine, Sufi spiritual psychology, Jewish Kabbalah, and certain healing ceremonies of the Pueblo people. Some find the similarities between chakras, Lataf and Sephiroth to be more than coincidental and assert that they may possibly represent the same or similar archetypal spiritual concepts. While there are at least 114 chakra points, this particular video contains only a brief overview of 7 of them. Links to the online sources that most of this information has been gathered from, as well as links to find offline information, are provided in the description, so that you may dive deeper. When you know or come across information not discussed here, please share your knowledge through the comment section, so that we may all learn and grow from one another. Alright, let us begin. The word chakra is a Sanskrit word that is spelled as chakra but pronounced with the ch sound as in church rather than the sh sound of the word shak. While the word chakra is used for several various instances in the Sanskrit language, in this case, it means a disc or wheel, and is used to refer to energetic focal points within the subtle body that connect the subtle body to the physical body. Visualized as structures of energy resembling spinning lotuses, each with a different number of petals, these points direct vital life energy or prana into the physical body via a meridian system, through channels known as nadis. Due to our human experiences, and at times, past karmas, these energy traffic officers can be overactive, as well as blocked. For optimum health and life in general, it is advised to keep the chakra points clear of blockages, as blockages will cause other chakras to become overactive, and may contribute to other undesired symptoms. Forming the boundary between animal and human consciousness, the first, human chakra, where spiritual evolution begins, is the Muladhara chakra. Mula means root, origin, and essence, while Adhara means basis, and foundation. This chakra is often referred to as the root chakra and is visualized as a lotus with 4 petals. The Muladhara chakra is located in the area between the genitals and the anus, and is said to be where sleeping, or unawakened, Kundalini Shakti, spiritual energy, resides. It is in this chakra that the transition from the conditioned, or sleeping, state of consciousness to the awakened state of creative consciousness takes place. Moving about 6 finger breadths above the Muladhara chakra, between the sacrum and the coccyx, is the Svadhisthana chakra, or sacral chakra. Sva means self and Adhisthana means seat, or residence. This chakra marks the second stage of human spiritual evolution and is visualized as a lotus with 6 petals. In earlier periods of human spiritual evolution, the Kundalini Shakti was located in this chakra, but in Kali Yuga, or our present age or time, the spiritual energy has sunk into the Muladhara chakra due to the rampant materialism and egoistic behaviors observed in the current actions and choices of some humans. The Svadhisthana chakra is connected with Ichcha Shakti, or willpower, and Kriya Shakti, meaning vigor and drive. When Kundalini Shakti spiritual energy has been brought up from the Muladhara chakra to the Svadhisthana chakra, a great clarity begins to develop in the physical mind. While clarity is a helpful tool, some find it painful, as through the illumination, we become more aware of ourselves, conscious of weaknesses, of areas that require growth, and cruelties, or areas where we have become blind to the suffering we may be or have been causing to others. Reaching this chakra means that one is now becoming aware of some of the changes that must occur from within if one wants to continue to evolve. On a more tangible level, it can be described as being similar to not noticing a mess in our room while sleeping, only to find it when we wake up. Some might do the necessary work to clean up the mess, some might choose to ignore the mess and go on about their day, and some might just go back to sleep. It is in this place that a comfortable trap can appear, one that starts somewhere around when we begin to understand and let go of the toughest problems within the subconscious, dissolving them through understanding and forgiveness. It can feel very pleasant to reach this state once we have let go of those things. So pleasant in fact, that some may slow or even stop their spiritual progress here as they may think that there is no longer a need to progress further. This causes the flow of energy to falter, and the consciousness to withdraw again into slumber, down in the Muladhara chakra. Some may find themselves looping back and forth between these two chakras, awakening only to go back to sleep, so to speak, as the realization of the self-work required to progress further is not always enjoyable or easy, and some of us would much rather keep sleeping. In the case of the earlier example, this would be similar to when we notice the mess and realize the work required to clean it, but decide to keep sleeping, despite the smell. We know what we need to do, we may even know how to do it, but sometimes, we don't want to just yet. Those who are able to overcome the temptation of the "I'ma keep sleepin" loop and continue on the path of spiritual evolution will rise to find the Manipura chakra, or solar plexus chakra, which is located behind the navel, in the middle of the abdomen. Mani means pearl, or jewel, while Pura means a place, a city. Visualized as a lotus with 10 petals, the Manipura chakra has an area of influence that radiates about 7 centimeters above and below the navel. This chakra controls our energy balance and works as an energy transformer, converting and supplying our bodies with the prana that is absorbed from the food we eat. It is said that if people are unable to think clearly, and seem incapable of accurately expressing their thoughts and feelings, that there is a high likeliness of a disturbance that begins from within the Manipura chakra. Clearing this chakra will bring the spiritual energy up to the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra, which is located in the heart center and visualized as a lotus with 12 petals. Anahata means unstruck. It is interesting to consider how the valves of the heart opening and closing as they pump blood create the sound of a heartbeat, an unstruck sound that is created without striking one object against another. In this chakra, many may find themselves navigating through spiritual wounds. These can be far more difficult to heal than physical ones as they can drag us through a spiral of emotions. When treading through such times, it is advised to reflect inwardly with the help of jnana, or wisdom, to regain inner balance. Once achieved, the Jivatma, the personal soul, finds great joy in the liberation of divine love and heavenly bliss when it has found its way to the Atma, or the true self, in the Anahata chakra. However, there is a trap somewhat similar to the comfortable trap mentioned earlier, only this time, a physical example would be when we are having fun somewhere and do not want to go even though it is time, such as being in a romantic relationship or relationships that do not help us grow or evolve but are fun for a while. However, staying in such relationships hinders our own growth and the growth of others, and eventually, can cause consciousness to keep us at or to drop us back down to lower chakras, which are led predominantly by emotions that are not always guided by understanding. The real dawning of consciousness begins just above this, in the Vishuddhi chakra, the throat chakra, located at the base of the throat. Visha means impurity, or poison, while Shuddhi means purification, a rectification, and removal of error. Visualized as a lotus with 16 petals, the Vishuddhi chakra is a place of purification and balance, a place to filter and purify every thought, reaction, and emotion with consciousness, clarity, and understanding. When diving deeper into the Vishuddhi chakra, we must ask ourselves, and answer honestly, whether or not we are truly ready to look in the mirror of our own reality, as it is in this chakra that we learn how to purify and balance our thoughts, emotions and reactions while at the same time, articulating them and teaching ourselves how to respond most accurately. In order to do so, we must face and admit the existence of such thoughts within us, first, which can be very difficult, especially when some of us were not encouraged or shown healthy ways to process negative emotions as children, so we might try to deny or gloss over them. At times, some of us are guilty of spitting out hurtful words and acting upon cruel thoughts. Some of us might swallow bad treatment, insults, doubts and complexes. Regardless of whether we are guilty of one, the other, or of both choices affect our consciousness and damage the subconscious. Through the Vishuddhi chakra, we are able to release negative treatment that has been swallowed and transmute our thoughts and words through purification so that we may accurately articulate and communicate without causing harm to ourselves or others. Rising through the Vishuddhi chakra, we find the Ajna chakra, or third eye chakra, located in the area between the brows. Visualized as a lotus, there is some conflicting information regarding the number of petals. Some say 3, some 2, others say that there are 96 petals that are grouped into 2 halves with 48 petals each. Ajna means command and instruction, and is our center of intuition. It is from this area that viveka, or discernment, helps us to align our knowledge with our actions, which is why this area is associated with dynamic intelligence. Dynamic intelligence is intelligence in motion, the ability to align our knowledge with our actions. This chakra is often looked to as the chakra to open first, due to the clarity and understanding that is associated with the opening of this chakra. However, as stated in the last video, be aware that there is much anecdotal evidence regarding the dangers of opening this chakra before the others, even though there are some who advise opening it first. More details regarding this will be provided in another video. Also, be mindful of keeping it open while under the influence of negative emotions and desires as well, as these states can cause hallucinations and other negative experiences. Fear not though, for the more our consciousness evolves through the Ajna chakra, the more accurate we become in making the right decisions, which in turn, helps us overcome such negative emotions, reactions and desires. When our energy rises through the Ajna chakra, and through a few chakras located within the brain that we will discuss in another video, our energy flows to the Sahasrara chakra, also known as the crown chakra. Various sources link the chakra as being either on or just above the head at about 3 centimeters above the fontanelle, crowning the cranial aperture. Sahasrara means 1,000, and the Sahasrara chakra is visualized as a lotus with 1,000 petals. Just as the water of many rivers come together in the ocean, the energy of all nadis come together here. This is the center for spiritual liberation. Through this chakra, the reunion of Jivatma, the individual soul, with Paramatma, the Supreme Self, is reached and any perceived distance dissolves through clarity and understanding as the soul lets go of the delusion of being separate from the universe. It is important to note that it may take several attempts to keep consciousness clear enough to stay clear, and that one might have several tastes of the liberation associated with this chakra before one is consciously able to keep their consciousness raised. Keeping this in mind, let us help each other learn and let us grow from what we learn. Until next time. Peace.